just plug in the whole thing. That's another shortcut. As long as the previous answer is what you want to sub down. That's another shortcut. Yes. I was looking at that last answer and I went, no. Yay. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew I had it. Oh, I already looked at yours. James, you got it?
Thanks.
Yeah. You just got a 0 after that you didn't put after, you put it before. You would have done all that hard work and then got it wrong in my math item. You would have been super mad. All right, so we have a normal distribution with a mean of 266. The original standard deviation is 16, but because we have a n equals 20, we have to do a new standard deviation. So we do the old standard deviation divided by the square root of how many, what our sample is. So our old standard deviation is 16 divided by the square root of 20. Now I had some of you, let me go ahead and draw it before I talk about what. Okay, we are doing 260 days or less. We are doing the probability, which means we are throwing some shade, which means we're doing the norm. So I'm going to do the normal CDF. My left shade is negative 99999. My right shade is 260. My mean never changes. Now, we could have left it as 16 over the square root of 20. And I'll show you a couple of different ways that you can do this. I can do it as normal CDF of negative 99999, comma, 260, comma, 266, comma, 16 divided by the square root of 20, close it. So I could have done it that way. Or, let me come down a little bit so I can show you a couple of different ways, because some of y'all are struggling with the typing in part. Another way that I could have done it is some of y'all went ahead and found what 16 over the square root of 20 was. And here's another way that I do it, because I'm like, how many places do I go? If I don't round enough places, is it going to throw my answer off? If you want to round it, I usually round 4 places behind the decimal. So another way, normal CDF of negative 99999, comma, 260, comma, 266. Comma. Now, I could actually type in 3.5777. Or, if my answer is right above, you can do second answer, and it keeps me from, so if I do second answer right now, it keeps me from having to type it in. It's just going to suck that answer into here. So that's another shortcut way. Or you could type in 3.57777. We good? Suppose that random sampling of 20 pregnancies is obtained. Describe the sampling distribution. So tell me about it. What is the mean going to be? What was it? 266. What is the new standard deviation going to be? The old over the square root of the size of the group. So we found that right there. which was 16 over the square root of 20, which was the 3.577. And what is it going to look like? What is the picture going to look like?
Normal.
It's going to be normal. And I didn't do B first because I wanted y'all to be able to get that last one by yourself. All right, let's try D and E. I can do those together. The mean is 266 and the standard deviation is 16.
They say you want us to do both of these at once, or
Do huh?
do both of these at once, or?
Yeah. Because they're really the same question. We'll do one more after this and then we're done for today. We'll talk about due dates and then we'll be done. I only have 7 pages of notes for next time. 2 more pages left of this one and then 8.2. Alright, so we have the 266 and we have the old standard deviation of 16, but because they told us that was a sample of 50, that means we need a new standard deviation. So we take the old deviation, divide it by the square root of the size of the group. So our old deviation is 16, the size of the group is 50. We are doing 260 days or less. We are finding the probability, which means we're throwing some shade. That means that's normal. So normal CDF, we are going from negative 9999 to 260. Our mean is always our mean, but because we have a group, we're going to do 16 over the square root of 50. However you want to do that, if you want to calculate the new standard deviation and then plug it in, or whether you want to plug it in as you go. So I am going to do second bars, normal CDF, negative 99999, comma 260, comma 266, comma 16 divided by the square root of 50 and close it. Now, the next one says, what can you conclude? So this was part D. There's my answer for part D. What can you conclude? Is it going to be normal or not normal? Is it going to be usual or unusual?
Unusual.
Why is it unusual? Because it's less than 0.05. So it is unusual because it is less than 0.05. And then the last one, our normal mean was 266, and our standard deviation was 16. What is the probability? We have a sample size of 15, and your gestational period is within 10 days of the mean. Now we'll come around and look at this one. Good. If I tell you to guess the price of something within $1, that means go $1 above or $1 below. So if I say guess your gestational period within 10 days of the mean, forgot my answer. Hold on, that didn't look right though. Oh, I think that was right. Let me go back. Yes, that was right. Yep. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yep. Oh, so close. Make sure you type everything in right. Because it's group data, they say sample size of 15. Because it's group data, we take the old standard deviation divided by the square root of the size of the group. Now, it says we're doing the probability, which means we're trying to find the shade. Now we've got to figure out within 10 days. So that means I want to give birth within 10 days of the average. So that means I'm going to subtract 10 days and I'm going to add 10 days. So it's going to be from 256 to 276. So if I tell you to guess the price of something within 50 cents, you're going to go 50 cents above the price and 50 cents below the price. So if you're going to have a baby within 10 days of the average, you can have a 10-day baby after or a 10-day baby before. So 256 to 276 is going to be my dates. So we're going to do a normal CDF from 256 to 276 with a mean of 266 and a new standard deviation of 16 over the square root of 15. And that ended up giving you a 98. So that is telling me that 98% of the population give birth within a 10-day window of the average. So they either give birth 15 days before the mean or 15 days after the mean.
That's not what that's telling you. It's telling you if you have a sample
The
size
sampling,
of
the sampling,
15,
yeah.
the mean has a 98% chance of
Yeah, because
being
we're doing
within 10
samplings, we're not
days.
doing individual data, we're doing samplings. So if we do all the little samplings, that the samplings of the means are 98%, thank you. I was doing individual data instead of group data. Thank you. Now, let's talk about when we want our dates to be due. When we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are going to finish up. We have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And today, so let's start with Monday. Monday's the 15th, 17th, 22, 24, 29, 31. We're gonna finish up chapter 8 on Monday. Then we're gonna do 9, 9 and 10, 10. We're gonna review for the exam, and then we're gonna have the final. So, I will probably open the test for 7 and 8 on Monday. I am thinking about closing it the following Monday and making your homework due on Sunday. Are we good with that?
Homework due this Sunday?
No,
No, next Sunday.
Next.
yeah,
Got it. And then the test will close that
following Monday. So a week and a half. But your main goal right now is test is due today for 5 and 6. And only like 6 people have taken it. So that's our main goal. And once we get that test done, then we got to worry about 7 and 8 homework. It's coming down to the wire, y'all. Alright, I'm letting y'all out about 10 or 12 minutes early. So take that time to make it happen, Captain. Alright, see y'all on Monday.